I'm curious from your vantage point, both as an investor and somebody who plays in this world, who's the ultimate better buyer in your mind?
Well, look, there's the investor entrepreneur, and then there's the comic book fan.
Right.
And I think if you ask both versions of me, they would say the better home is there with Walt Disney, given their history of working with this IP and really maximizing it in a way that makes fans happy and also, at the end of the day, shareholders. And I'm intrigued. I know this is within the Comcast world right now. We're talking about this. It's an interesting move because we're talking about an acquisition of IP assets. And I feel like we're at an age where technology has shifted so much that there is value in courting IP, but it's a very kind of old school mentality. And I'm a little surprised because I would expect companies like Comcast to be looking at more technology-based platforms for generating content and getting it to its customers rather than traditional like IP acquisitions.
I'm curious, as the big get bigger, does it get that much harder for the small startup guy? You know,
we look at this a lot. So I just went back to my VC fund, Initialized Capital, right. And we are early stage investors. And it does actually create new opportunity because that consolidation ultimately means just less innovation. When you have that market size, when you have that momentum, it's harder within a big organization to move as fast as a small startup. And I think particularly around streaming, we're seeing technology play a really vital role in actually delivering this content in unique and new ways. And I think that's where upstarts are going to be able to take advantage.
But the idea of connecting, and look, the other conversation here has been AT&T Time Warner.
Yes.
The idea of content married with the distribution channel, that's what the Comcast bid would ultimately represent as well.
Yes.
On the other end, you have in Disney a pure content play who ultimately wants to go over the top without the classic distribution channel.
And are building, as we understand it, at least technology to do it themselves.
What's the long-term better play?
I mean, I think everyone right now is looking at a company like Netflix that sees that they've gone all in on the platform and are now getting into the content. And I think it's a dangerous game of catch-up to play. I think if we look long-term, there's always going to be a value for this kind of sort of traditional IP. But user-generated content is garnering more and more attention. Last time I was on here, we were talking about Twitch.
Right.
The amount of attention that people are spending, a whole generation, just watching live content that's actually real-time, just people talking over playing video games, is actually going to be real competition for these sort of legacy IP carriers. And so I think the move, if you aren't already winning here, is to be investing in the technology so that you can win as user-generated content continues to get more and more attention and more market.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.